Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome back to Equilinox. In the last episode, we introduced the beavers to the world, and clearly they have taken over. They have been chopping down every last one of these wobbly trees that they can get their greedy little teeth on, but they are doing a pretty good job keeping this lodge built. It seems like the build progress here goes down every little bit, so that's why they're still carrying more sticks over here, kind of repairing it in a way. So that means even though their home is here right now, the rest of our wobbly trees are not going to be safe. And these poor little bunnies, they are just staring at this mess in complete shock. I mean, at least they can rest easy knowing that the beavers will certainly clean it up. But for now, their home is still in disarray. And unfortunately, we're going to be seeing a little bit more of it pretty soon. We need to place some beavers over here too, because we need a beaver lodge nearby in order to evolve the camels. We have plenty of blueberries over here. We have plenty of trees for the beavers too, and I'm hoping that these deer are growing in a bit of a larger state. That was the other thing that we needed for the camels as well. It looks like the size trait is perfect, so all we're missing is the beaver lodge. Let's go ahead and place a group down right now. I don't think the beavers needed too much in order to be happy, right? They need a like species of water plants, so surely we have plenty of those over here. Yeah, 100% happiness. So as long as the beaver lodge isn't going to be too far away from the deer themselves, I think we should be okay. We might want to place a few more trees over here though. I just realized most of our trees are over on this side, so they might be too far away for the beavers' taste. Yeah, we'll go ahead and place a couple more sycamore trees on this side too. The more the merrier. Now while the beavers are still growing, still finding a good place to actually build their little lodge, I wanted to go back to the desert biome, because I'm pretty sure right alongside the camel task, we also unlocked the Joshua tree. Oh my gosh, and I almost forgot about these little guys. Oh, they have really spread since we've been gone. Look at how many of these desert hares we have hopping around here now. Voldemort the desert hare? Oh, he who must not be named. How on earth did you find yourself in the middle of a desert? I wonder if that one's going to go after all of the golden carrots that we've planted. I think that these things are probably a little bit too far away. But to be honest, they seem to be pretty healthy over here too. I wonder if we could get them to grow a little bit closer. We would just have to spread a few more of the forest plants up on the side here, and maybe we can truly create a tiny little carrot oasis for our bunnies. But first, I did want to check the Joshua tree, because if we have access to it, we should probably see if we can place it down inside the desert biome. A leafy tree that is able to grow in the desert, albeit in low altitude areas that are reasonably close to water. This is one of only a few trees in Equilinox that can survive the heat of the desert. Oh no, and the water is nowhere to be found over here. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to grow it too easily then. It doesn't say that it needs to be near water in this menu though, so maybe we can still give it a shot. Yeah, I mean, the environment is still at about 90% in certain places, as long as we get it right down in the dip over here. Actually, pretty close to our bunnies. Yeah, right in between all of these cactus plants, 100%. Alright, so I'm sure a few of these Joshua trees will be able to grow nice and strong here. The bunnies will make sure of it. I guess we can try a few more on the outskirts too, just in case the camels need these for their environment. If we're going by the deer's needs, then it sounds like these camels are going to be a little bit picky. Now, has our little beaver grown up yet? Or is it still swimming around down here somewhere? There's our little beaver. Oh, actually, there's all the twigs. So it looks like the beaver has already cut down one of these big sycamore trees. Alright, so that means you must be looking for the perfect place to build your lodge. And in fact, it looks like you might be building it right down here. Excellent, so you've placed down the very first branch. Tank the beaver. I'm sure by the next time we come over here, it'll be all fully built for us. Now, does that count as a beaver lodge? After the game saves here, we'll see if we can start evolving the camels right away. Yup, it looks like it does. Alright, so go ahead and start evolving. This one is very, very expensive, so I'm sure it's going to take a long time. 700 points before we can unlock the camel. We'll have to make sure that we pick them up pretty quickly too, because something tells me they're not going to like it over here. I was actually kind of surprised with the requirements. Blueberry bushes, beaver lodges too. I don't know, it's just not what I expected for camels. I guess the deer can't really be expected to survive in the desert though, so maybe that's why they had to make some changes. But if the Joshua trees are growing and the beaver lodge is growing too, maybe it's about time that we went back to our sad little tropics. This place is completely dead now. The only thing it has going for it are these coconut trees. But all the lizards that we placed down here, our very first group of lizards, have unfortunately passed away. So there is not a single little skittering bit of life across all of these sands. I'm hoping maybe today we can change that, and I'm thinking to start with, why don't we actually go into the water? We've been meaning to evolve some new species of fish and whatnot for quite some time now, so I think it's time that we finally got started. I'm sure that we probably have a few tasks in here too. The tropical waters task. We need 5 tropical seaweed and 7 clownfish in the world for this one. I get the feeling that we probably haven't unlocked either one of those though. Yeah, the tropical seaweed is still locked in here. We need to grow some seaweed in the tropical biome and have some large rocks nearby to evolve it. And as for the clownfish, let's see if we can find them too. Should be pretty easy because there aren't too many different types of fish in the game. So the clownfish evolves from the redfish. We need to place them in a tropical biome too and have some tropical seaweed nearby. So would this biome be strong enough? Yeah, it looks like we're okay right on the edge. So I guess all we need to do is just drop a little bit of kelp inside. And then we can think about introducing some fish here too. Oh, we can't forget about those large stones. Yeah, a couple of little large stones down here right next to this kelp patch ought to do the trick. Large stones everywhere for good luck. There we go. There's our tropical seaweed. It almost looks like there's little flowers on top of them too. Just like all of this flowery grass that we have growing between our leafy plants. I'm wondering if maybe we should grow a few more on the outskirts. Maybe that's why the lizards ended up passing away. If this biome became a little bit too weak for them, I wonder if they just couldn't survive here anymore. Let's click the Spread Tropical Biome tab for this one. We'll place a little bit more in the back here until it collides with our forest. But I think the tropics could use the space a bit more. We have more than enough of the forests around here anyways, even all the way up here with our eagles, so it's not as though the forest is hurting for space. Oh no, and did something happen to our kelp? It looks like it may have stopped. Is that because of the biome? Yeah, the tropical biome is a little bit too weak down here after all. Oh my gosh, it's at 13%. Oh, I wonder if that's because I spread too much of this kelp around here. That's interesting. Maybe we could drop a couple more of these flowery grass plants right on the edge. And there's our camel, so we have to be quick. Yeah, let's scoot right over here to see how our camel is doing, because if we're not quick, he's probably going to end up passing away before we even read about him. The camel is actually the last animal on this list too, so it's probably very, very picky indeed. A large herbivore which lives in the desert. This graceful beast enjoys desert trees and is able to feed on cacti. It's not a fan of other animals though, and has a habit of spitting at them. Yeah, our poor little rabbits are in for quite the shock. So it sounds like we do need to... Oh no, the tropical seaweed has died? That's not good, but it sounds like we do need to have the trees nearby in order for our camels to thrive. We need desert trees and cacti too. Alright, well it sounds like we have the perfect place for you. Let's go ahead and pluck you away from all of these deer, and we'll bring you way, way over here to the desert instead. It would be nice if maybe we could place them a little bit further away from the bunnies. Like, I don't want this one camel to completely destroy our entire group of desert hares. It looks like we have some prickly pears over here too. Maybe you could guard this one for us, Roscoe? Oh, is he coming over here for a nibble? Yes, right away. You must have been very, very hungry. Well, I think there's enough distance between you two to allow for some sort of peace. But I wonder if even the baby is going to get aggravated with their presence. I mean, honestly, this little baby camel is hardly bigger than one of the bunnies. It would be pretty hilarious to see him trying to spit at them. Ooh, we can change the color too. Wait a second. How many different colors do the camels have? Alright, beige, brown, white, and dark orange. Pretty much all things that would blend in well with the desert where they live. Not to mention, this is also where we can increase the anger level of our camels. If we make this a little bit higher, then they'll be more likely to get angry and spit at the other creatures around them. I don't know, should we give it a try? I mean, do we really want super aggressive camels on our hands? We could increase their size too, their speed. They would be like the beasts, the literal monsters of the desert. You know what? Let's give it a try. What could possibly go wrong? We'll increase their anger trait by about 20%. It seems a little bit high to start with, but we are trying to make a monster here. We'll increase the size trait by about 10%. Their speed too, so they can zip on over there and show those bunnies who's boss. And I guess we might as well increase the bounce power too, just for that added little bit of terror. In fact, they're probably learning the bounce power from the bunnies themselves, as the camels gaze down from their desert slopes. Oh, we have a brand new little baby bunny over here too. Is this perhaps Voldemort's baby? Benny and Billy. Oh my gosh, that is adorable. I wonder if Voldemort may have passed away. Yeah, it looks like he's not with us anymore, unfortunately. But I kind of wonder if we can change things around in his honor. Can we change the color of the bunnies too? We certainly can. Nothing too out of the ordinary, just like the camels. But let me know if you have any good ideas for the bunnies in this desert. They're gonna need an advantage too if they want to survive these camels. There's actually not very much else that we can do with the desert until the camels actually start spitting. And you know, he seems pretty attached to this one prickly pear. Like, I haven't really seen Roscoe move too far away from here. I wonder if that's because there's not enough food down here to entice him into the valley. Maybe if we place a few more prickly pears around the tree. Yeah, a few little extra prickly pears here and there. One over here by this tree. One over here by this one. That should definitely be close enough to the bunnies for a little bit of action. To see who will lay claim to the cacti of the desert. Our poor desert hares are seriously going to need that oasis pretty soon. Just some place for them to retreat to when the camels get a little bit too aggressive. It looks like you're nice and fully grown now, though. 62%, and you're happy as can be. I wonder if that's going to change when you finally have a baby of your own. Hang on a second, though. Oh my gosh, don't go waddling up into the mountains. Oh, you would never survive a wolf attack. I'm not sure if these wolves would even know what to do with you, though. Well, looks like Mild Cheddar has found his own grand meal to bring back to the family. Oh, these wolves look so gorgeous. We did finish changing their colors over, right? Did we have any more to add here? You know, there may just be a little bit more after all. That'll take about half of our points, but then they'll be completely ice blue, and the bluebell pack will finally be complete. Oh, and I almost forgot. We never did check up on the seaweed down here again. I believe it said that the seaweed that was growing our tropical seaweed unfortunately passed away. So let's choose one that's a little bit closer to the shore. That probably means that we're going to have to place down a few more of these rocks though, huh? Oh, actually, it looks like that might be just close enough. Maybe it's because we have a few more of these large rocks poking up here too. It seems like the tropics really enjoy having rocks strewn around, and it works well for the scenery. Maybe we should think about placing a few of the redfish down here while we're waiting, assuming that they'll be happy here as well. Oh, there we go. The tropical seaweed is done already. No waiting needed. Some seaweed that grows in tropical areas needs to live near rocks but dislikes lilies. Perfect for the habitat of the clownfish species. Well, nothing for you to worry about because we don't have any of those floating lilies out here. Actually, I don't think we even placed it near the jungle or the swamp. So let's go ahead and pluck you from the ground and we'll place you right in between all of the rocks. Oh, or down there instead, okay. Well, that's still alright, but we'll have to place a few more up here too, because this is where I'd like to put our fish. I wonder if this is going to change the water in any way. We've never really experimented with different biomes beneath the water before. Like the swamp over here certainly didn't change, but I think that's because there's nothing under the water to make it different. Everything that we planted here was all above the surface. So who knows, maybe this will even bring a bigger splash of life to this land than we intended. But let's go ahead and place some redfish down here. It looks like everything is perfect for them. So right in between all of these tropical seaweed should probably do the trick. We might even be able to evolve them straight away. Excellent. We haven't evolved a new type of fish in a very, very long time, so I'm super excited to get started. Now, how's everything going back here? The beavers haven't completely destroyed our little woodland, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, even the deer like to run through the water. It kind of looked like he was trying to flatten down this lodge, though. You guys are going to have a little bit of patching up to do, it seems. Oh, and I just noticed, since the beavers cut down the sycamore trees, it's a totally different color. Oh, that is so cool. So, wherever we place these beavers, depending on what types of trees we have around for them to use. Wait a second. Oh no, I didn't get all of these oak trees. And look at our poor little peacocks back here. You guys are starving too? Oh, Rex, you're just about to pass away? Poor thing. Wait a second. Our peacocks need wheat, fruit bushes, and fallen fruit to eat. Oh, I wonder what actually happened to all of our berry bushes. Maybe there's too many animals over here that are all competing for the same food? Well, let's go ahead and place down a few more of the berry bushes then. Hopefully that'll be enough to save them. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want our dark forest to wither away either. It's going to take a little while for these to grow, but I'm sure that's going to help. And let's make sure that we get rid of these oak trees too. Yeah, these tiny little saplings down here keep tricking me. Every time I think I've pulled them all out, another one grows in its place. But we will have to make sure that we plant down a few more of the normal oak trees then. We don't want to completely ruin this area. One over here, maybe one back in the corner, and that'll probably spread enough to get this land flourishing again. I guess our deer are slacking off in our absence. Now I think that also said that the clownfish is ready for us to take a look at too. I can definitely see you swimming around in the water. Those bright orange scales are hard to miss. The clownfish is a colorful fish looking slightly lost. This fish lives in tropical waters and lives in fairly large groups. Alright, so it sounds like it's probably going to have everything that it needs here. Just tropical seaweed nearby. And there's nothing else that's too special about it, to be honest. So we'll just go ahead and place you down right here. Now one more time, let's go back to our desert over here to see if maybe our camels have grown any. Ooh, we definitely have some more camels now. And if you're one of the babies, Linus the camel, look how massive this camel is. It's not even fully grown yet either, and yet you look quite a bit bigger than Roscoe. Ooh, and this might be our chance. Oh no, Roscoe! Oh, Roscoe, you've left Skylar here all on his own? Well, if there were ever a reason for you to spit out one of those bunnies, now would be your chance, Skylar. Let's see if maybe we've increased the anger on them too. Oh my gosh, 120%. Yeah, you are going to be one seriously aggressive baby for sure. It looks like the disease resistance has decreased a little bit too. I was wondering if maybe we should bring that up. But I guess we need some sort of flaw on these guys, otherwise they're going to completely take over the land. Oh, but this big lumbering camel back here. You are one beast to be feared. If only we could catch a glimpse of you spitting at somebody though. Hopefully the bunnies are seen as a big enough threat. I'm not really sure what else we could place in here instead. Nothing else really seemed to enjoy the desert too much. I wonder if maybe the meerkats would help us. I know the developer has been working on adding meerkats to the game, and while they're not in the game just yet, I'd imagine that they're probably going to live in the desert too. So maybe they would make better neighbors to our camels? Or worse neighbors even. I guess we would kind of want them to make them angry. I mean, has a camel even spit at a single one of these animals yet? Let's see. Spitting image. Okay. So they did spit on one. We have 1 out of 25, so we know it can definitely be done. I guess we just weren't in the right place at the right time for it. But I still have my eye on you, Skylar. You look like you're here to cause trouble. Oh my gosh! Wait a second! Linus, did you just spit out the baby? Oh, Skylar, my heart is breaking for you. Yeah, his health actually went down. Oh my gosh, I wonder if these camels were actually like spitting at each other? For some reason, I thought that we had to have a different type of animal here to complete that task. No. Linus. Oh, we've played ourselves, guys. We made these camels super aggressive, and they're just going to end up killing each other. Wow. Alright, Linus, I see how it is. He's playing like King of the Mountain, too. Just hopping around the cusp here. If you get any closer to that snow, not only is that going to be a very shocking change on your hooves, but these wolves are not going to put up with your games. I am so sad, though. Oh my gosh. Don't you dare kill poor little Skylar. He has been through enough. I suppose once Skylar grows up, he's probably going to be able to defend himself too. He's actually a little bit more aggressive than our other camel is, so this is going to be quite the war. Ooh, actually, I wonder if we could actually change the colors of these camels? Like if we give Linus a special color and Skylar a special color too, I wonder if we could actually have 2 different groups of camels hopping around this place. I suppose we could always transplant one of them, so they would definitely count as different groups. And then we could see which one of their families actually comes out on top. Let me know if you guys like that idea too. We have quite a few different colors to choose from, even if they're not the most stunning. So we could make them both look pretty different. I guess that's assuming that they actually survive long enough for us to see them again in the next episode, as long as they don't end up fighting too hard amongst themselves. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!